Okay, so this video is mainly dedicated, and I'm also saying this to basically send a message to those who know mangas, manhwas, or any other Asian originated like story. Look, I've known them for years now, and I've noticed a very repetitive, consistently thing happening with a lot of them. And it's getting very, 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 very bad, boring, bland, repetitive, constant. It's just no one's coming up with anything original, which is why I decided to make this video. So I'm gonna give 5 main reasons of why I think hundreds of mangas and manhwas are heading in this direction. Let's get started. My first reason is simple plots and don't judge me for my spelling. I'm just gonna write it for sure. Eve. First reason. Yes, I'm using a paper. Simple plot and predictable events. A lot of mangas are using this concept, and I'll tell some of them. And it's the majority, but you get it. Either the revenge mangas, payback mangas, which are kind of like revenge, but they work out like this. The MC is bullied, everybody thinks he's weak, but secretly he's an SS rank, or he's secretly very strong, or later he gets very powerful, and that's just like that. There's so many. There is hundreds of mangas, just mangas alone, who are heading in that direction. And they're using this most likely, I believe, for emotion. You feel good. But I'm not going to feel good just because the MC brutalizes or beats up all of these bullies, which it's going to happen because so many other stories go in this direction. And I'm not going to care because why should I? Just because they're beaten? No. It's very bland and static writing. And you just know. Like, the MC has SS rank abilities. He's the most powerful person in the world, and I feel nothing. Like, if you're new, or just new mangas or stories like that for a few months, you might not see them as bad. But for me, the more you see them, the worse it's gonna get. A lot of authors are using the same concept, and it's getting very bad. And I think it's linked to corruption or, wanting to make some money. Fourth reason. Pointless. Again, don't judge me for my spelling. Goals. This one right here. Pointless goals and empty main things or moments. It's a lot, and it's also because of the revenge, the payback mangas, or the fallen rise mangas, and a lot of them. It's getting very bland and static. Now, the pointless goals and empty main things or moments is about these characters getting revenge on bullies, beating them up, going around. But I'm noticing that a lot of them are just going around just for revenge instead of having all this. You could have led a peaceful life. You could have just ignored it. You had so much power and could have just ignored it. But no, you had to go and kill the whole world. and they make these scenes, and they try to literally make you like them, but I'm not gonna like it because they want me to. I can't like them. I'm not gonna like them. You can't just force people to like something. I'm seeing that a lot, and I'm not saying this to spread hate. I'm seeing it because it's a matter of fact. Okay, and I hope I don't sound prideful, but whatever. These MCs are just going around getting a bunch of women or become very physically strong, they know some moves. And I don't care. Because again, it's very predictable. It's a straightforward poem. There's no dialogue, there's no moments and characters. The characters aren't really characters, they're just moments, which is very bad. And you have to make a character more like a person to actually talk about the things in their life or like their existence. And authors, they're not really doing that. They're just so focused on revenge and just, beat everyone up. And just telling you that no matter what, if someone does something bad to you, you must repay evil for evil. Third reason. Now, you probably heard this in school about static characters. And they're basically characters that don't change or they are the same. Now, I might explain this better if you ask this in the comments. Third reason. Don't care if it's not a word. Just look. Static or very straightforward. It's just a lot of these moments. The main purpose of the story is just directed at, the character was once very weak and now he's strong. And it's just never ending. These authors, these writers, it's basically like a Gates and Dungeons or Solo Leveling clone. The MC was really weak, now he's strong, literally the strongest. Like, you're copying somebody else. Now, usually if you have a few of them, a few clones, it's not very bad. It's like if a game that's very popular, there's bound to be people to, copy it. But no, mangas, they go through the roof, and it's just very bad. It's just forward plot, no dynamics, no talking, no other goals, no life, no change, nothing. It's just simple-mindedness. Second reason. It's kind of linked to the repetitiveness, but you'll get. Nothing more. Nothing original. New or also changed. So, it's just nothing new. There is hundreds of stories of mangas, manhwas, and things like that. They just follow this one thing. Minds so focused. Like, it's as if their brains were wired to brainwash, to focus on this thing. There's nothing new. A lot of stories have this same kind of monsters like orcs, goblins, skeletons, or just the plot where the MC wishes for revenge, or he's, was very weak, but now he's very strong. There's no really emotional things, because I can't feel emotion. I don't feel anything. You should make your story, the audience who read your story care. Because why, if they don't care, why read it? Stories should make you learn something, make you feel about something, or actually learn something about your existence. And that they're not just characters, but it can also be people in real life. But I can't care. Because, again, the writers are probably greedy. And I've come to know, I went to these websites and a lot of them have baiting websites. There's naked woman, sexual orientation, or having attractive clickbaiting of sexual content. It's all a lot of these websites have them. And it's very bad. Like, you could have made it on a clean website, but no, you had to put it there. Looks suspicious. And they just, nothing new. So many of these stories. In fact, the same authors have the same plot. It's very predictable. You know what's going to happen. It's nothing new. There is nothing to these stories. It's as if it's the only thing. Now, final reason. Brace your booty, because I'm going to go nuts on this. And this is always going to exist, no matter how hard I try. Number 1. Repetitive, same clones or concepts. I'm seeing so many of them. It exists in one way, form, or another, even in stories that don't have it. Just come up with something new. Just think random. Just think random. Either you make these main characters weak, or you try to make these moments that don't feel moments, the characters they overreact, and you're trying to make them by, having them feel this way. But it's illogical. You should have reasons, meanings, or just something that they struggle with in their minds that they have to face. But I don't care. Let's take a look at Berserk. Berserk is great at making you feel bad for characters. Some people on Twitter, because Twitter's insane, some people on Twitter criticize Berserk for the rape, the killing, and just the brutality. But that's its job. Evil is evil. Don't show it mercy. And it makes you feel bad for the characters. Make them help you feel what they're feeling. But these stories don't do this. They have these moments where the MC destroys the whole world to get revenge or kill everyone that did something bad to them back or beat them up. Or either it's just very bland. It's just straightforward because you know what's going to happen. There's no emotion. It's just inevitable because it would be futile to care. And so there's these many clones, these websites which have this concept. And I already said these for some of these, but still, these authors just cannot come up with anything new. Again, I'm not saying this to spread hate. I really do care about people. But come up with something original, just random. Some of these stories that have this concept where, people treat them bad, but it's so illogical. Why would the bullies care so much for this one person? It just makes them seem pathetic. They're not strong mentally or sometimes even physically. They just laugh, and you're supposed to hate them. But why should I? Just because the story wants me to? Again, no. Fix this problem. I want you to actually send this video, whoever's watching it, and bring it to them. And if you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. I'm not your God. There's only one God. And don't see me as corny. That'll be it.